He brought it up. Matt McGloin, let's take a look at this young man. Signed with the Raiders as an undrafted free agent after throwing 24 touchdowns with just 5 interceptions last year for Penn State, his only full season as the starting signal caller. Last week, he became the first undrafted rookie quarterback to throw at least 3 touchdowns without an interception in a game in the common draft era. McGloin is getting his second straight start against the Titans, and here is the young quarterback on the Raiders' decision to make him the starter.
I mean, it's a performance-based business, and at the end of the day, you got to perform to play. And we did play well last week, so I mean, I think coach is doing the right thing, sticking with what we had, and see what happens. The kind of mindset that I've always taken to practice or the film or anything like that is I really never took a backseat to anybody. So I mean, now that I'm in the starting position, I mean, the mindset still hasn't changed. I do know now that I have to work harder to keep this position. So but I'm accepting that, and I'm ready for it.
Adam Schefter, we'll start with you and the thought process behind this decision.
I think it's a situation here where Matt McGloin is somebody that's impressed the Oakland Raiders from the day he got to that organization. It's somebody that I think they've wanted to give an opportunity to. And when Terrell Pryor was hurt, this gave them an excuse almost to turn to Matt McGloin. And as soon as they turned to him, he stepped in there and threw 3 touchdowns on the road at Houston against the Texans. Again, let's not put him in Canton yet, but there were signs of encouragement after one game that would lead you to believe that this guy deserves the chance to play more, and that's exactly what the Raiders plan to do with him.
And when I was at their training camp this summer, I know the coaches were saying that he picked up the offense fairly well very early, and that really helped him get acclimated. And remember, he took Matt Flynn's job. And when you take a veteran's job, you've got to be pretty smart. That doesn't happen every day. Absolutely.
Here, you have a perfect example of a guy who now doesn't fit all the measurable criteria that a guy like Terrell Pryor does. But this kid's a football player. It's the intangibles. And at this position, it's even more important than really just the measurables are. All you hear about now are height, arm talent, hand size. But how does he actually play the position? What's his functional intelligence level? What's his competitive toughness? What's his ability to perform under pressure in game situations? You're seeing a level of efficiency at the quarterback position for the first time all year with this team, and it's manifested itself in an offense that looked very, very good.
And it's happened before. We spent the entire month before the NFL draft, the year Russell Wilson came out, explaining to you why Russell Wilson probably couldn't be successful in the National Football League. Wasn't big enough, wasn't this, wasn't that.
See a trend here. When he was leaving high school, not highly sought after, wound up walking on at Penn State and beating out more highly decorated quarterbacks. In the NFL draft, basically a walk-on again. Walks on in Oakland as an undrafted free agent, beats out more decorated quarterbacks. A quarterback the Raiders traded picks for, Matt Flynn, and a quarterback that the Raiders invested a high draft pick in Terrell Pryor. Now he gets a chance.
Last thing I'll say about this is this. There's comfort in the measurables, okay? There's comfort when you can look at a guy's height, his weight, and his 40 time and be able to lean on that as a reason for making decisions. It's not very comfortable. It's not as assuring when you're relying on subjective evaluation. What your eyes tell you, what your experience tells you, whether or not this guy can project to play in the National Football League. That's how guys like this wind up being college free agents. That's how guys like Russell Wilson wind up sliding down the draft board. There's only one reason why they said Russell Wilson shouldn't be a first-rounder.
His height.
His height.
He's not tall enough.
That's it.
Not tall enough.
No question.
We'll see how that's working out.